India has woken up to a tragic morning. Former Prime Minister and senior Congress leader Dr Manmohan Singh passed away on Thursday night following prolonged illness. He was 92 years old. Now, according to a statement that is coming from AIIMS, he was being treated for age-related medical conditions and had sudden loss of consciousness at his home late last night.
He's most well known for carrying out economic reforms in 1991 when he was the Union Finance Minister. These, of course, included liberalization of the Indian economy and for leading the country through 2 terms as the Prime Minister. We're going to go over to our colleague Pallavi Ghosh, who's been covering this story since late last night. She's joining us live from AICC, the Congress headquarters, this morning. Pallavi, thank you for joining us. Pallavi, if we could ask you first a little bit about what is planned for the rest of the day today, tomorrow. We know that some of the former Prime Minister's relatives don't live in India. Are we waiting for them to return? Just bring us all the details.
One daughter, Amrit Singh, she's also a lawyer. She works at the Stanford Law University. She's there and we have been told that she's rushing back. So essentially it's going to be a family's call, and that call has been taken. What we are being told from Dr Manmohan Singh's office is that the funeral is going to take place tomorrow. At the Congress headquarters, it's somber. On any other day, if it had not been an occasion like what it is today, the Congress party really would have been en masse at the CWC meetings in Belagavi in Karnataka, and 28th is when the Congress Foundation Day takes place. All these schedules have been cancelled. The Congress party has declared a mourning of 7 days, so all the official functions, events have been cancelled. Pretty much similar to what the government has done. At 11 a.m. you're going to see the cabinet meeting take place. There's going to be no official function, flags flying at half-mast, and the country is in a state of mourning. As I said, his daughter, one of the daughters lives abroad. She's going to be rushing back. His wife, of course, is very much here. She was there at the hospital also late last night when he breathed his last. And there has been a flurry of activity within the Congress party. Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra were right with him since the beginning. Once the news broke at around 9:30 p.m. that he was being rushed in a very critical state to AIIMS, Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Kharge flew down late last night. And around 2:17 a.m. is when they went to his residence, which is not too far away from here, to offer their Shraddhanjali.
Right. Pallavi, take us to what happens next from here. Where can people go to pay their respects, and what is going to be the schedule for the funeral?
Frankly speaking, I think we're going to get some more clarity only post the cabinet meeting, because that is where the entire itinerary will be chalked out. It's going to be a state honor, it's a state funeral, so a lot of decisions and planning to the last minute details are taken by the government along with the wishes, of course, of the family first. But what we are getting sketchy information is that, of course, the Prime Minister, other dignitaries are going to pay their tributes at his residence at Motilal Nehru Road. The party leaders are going to also start pouring in a bit from now. And, of course, there's a desire which the Congress party has expressed that when that funeral takes place, on the way to a funeral at least, his mortal remains should be kept here at the party headquarters, so that the party workers and those who are unable to go to his residence can offer their tribute to him. And also a mark of the fact that Dr Manmohan Singh, in those 10 years when he was the Prime Minister, also added a lot of prestige and stature to the Congress party as well.
Pallavi, could we ask you to talk on exactly that? We just have a few minutes left, and we'd love if you could leave our audiences with a few words on what you observe to be the impact of the former Prime Minister in the 2 terms as he led the country.
Well, I remember in 2004, it was right over here when the decision was taken that it's going to be him who's going to be the Prime Minister, and that's when the UPA was formed. He was as surprised as most of us were when, we thought someone else could have been made the Prime Minister. He's the last person, but anyone would have thought he would be chosen as the PM, despite the fact that the credentials are very strong. But he was always looked upon as an economist, a finance minister, then RBI governor, chief economic advisor. That is what his credentials were all about. But clearly Sonia Gandhi thought that there is much, much more to him which he can offer to the country. And those 10 years, and to use his words, history is going to look at him kindly. The mark of a man is proved by the kind of tributes he gets, it's not just restricted to his party or the allies who he worked with. It's cutting across party lines. We've been listening to all those tributes since late last night. Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, all of them in glowing terms, and all of them have a story or anecdote to retain. Apart from the economics of it all, he's considered to be the father of liberalization. When P.V. Narasimha Rao was a prime minister, opening up of the Indian economy, that's been his hallmark. But even when he was a prime minister, everyone knows the 2008 Indo-US nuclear deal. It actually ended India's nuclear isolation. That is one biggest achievements for him. And of course, apart from that, Manrega, Food Security Act, these and his diplomatic overtures, reaching out to America, Europe on the Pakistan issue, Bangladesh, of course, cementing our relationship with Bangladesh when Sheikh Hasina became the prime minister. These are the very important contributions which he's going to put forward on the pages of history, Indian as well as global.
Right, we've seen those tributes pour in from international leaders too in the last few hours. Pallavi, thank you for bringing us this context. Pallavi continues to report this story from outside the AICC through the rest of the day's day.
And I think one thing that Dr Manmohan Singh will be remembered most for, not just what he did politically, but for just kind of kind person he was. And even the shairi that everybody got a glimpse of, even in Parliament, from this very quiet, unassuming politician. Our tributes here on the Breakfast Club to Dr Manmohan Singh and his family as well. The coverage will, of course, continue on the channel. Thanks so much for watching.
Goodbye.